So David swiftly summoned neighbor Fat Dragon for a wildly funny deal: 360,000 SVD rifles incoming, 1,084,000 JP-30 grenades, 45,000 Sokoto missiles, all for showing off, plus 100 million AK-47 bullets. The rest of this arsenal sounds like a fever dream, but AK bullets. Now that's the shine to snag this big deal. The duo crashed the Defense Tech Expo, hoping to schmooze some arms dealers, only to be smacked in the face by reality. Shipping such large orders was like selling ghost products. David and Fat Dragon, as middlemen, had no such capability. Even just getting 100 passes felt like slipping on the beach, so that night, David thought hitting the casino might lighten the mood. Unexpectedly, he bumped into the legendary Henry, so David immediately called Fat Dragon. Henry was the superstar of the arms world, though he had a terrorist tag on his American fan page. So, he could only ghost this deal. Fat Dragon and David were perfect fresh meat for him to work with. He said Albania has bullets for days whatever they wanted. Just 10 cents each. And he'd even take care of the shipping. Talk about convenient. To David and Fat Dragon, this deal sounded like pie falling from the sky, so they hopped on a plane to Albania for a test run, only to discover it was no joke. They had planes, tanks, everything. The manager said, from containers. All AK bullets, 126 million. Unbelievable deal. The Germans casually showed a box for inspection. The bullets, nearly 40 years old, would last 100 more, the manager claimed. Fat Dragon, unfazed, happily shot off a round and boom, deal sealed. Back home, they submitted their bid at the last minute. Final price, $300 million. 5 months later, David and his wife were on a beach holiday when Fat Dragon ran excitedly to tell them they won the bid. Next up, preparing paperwork and financial reports, a hard task far from vacation. But these two were just middlemen, so they could only fake it with papers. After disguising and forging, they entered the interview with documents. To the U.S. government, the paperwork looked great, but the key was how low their price was. Oops. Did you just say our price is more attractive than the lowest bid? What exactly do you mean? Yes. How much? You're $530,000 lower than the lowest bid. What the heck are you? We're fine. Fat Dragon was about to lose it. $53 million profit just vanished into thin air. But at this point, what could they do? Either way, $300 million is still on the line, and the remaining profit is nothing to sneeze at. David drafted a contract. They'd always had a verbal deal, 70/30 profit split, but now faced a huge order. David wanted something official to safeguard himself. Fat Dragon didn't say a word, but signed the contract anyway. He no longer felt the same. Soon, David went to Albania alone to ship bullets. Before the first batch was shipped, he discovered a massive issue. The labels on the bullet boxes were all in Chinese. This meant these bullets didn't really come from the USSR. If the military found out, they'd be toast. So, David frantically called Henry. Surprisingly, Henry replied he was only responsible for sourcing enough bullets, and the US military wasn't fussed where they came from. That's not his pickle to deal with. Sure, but the risk of mismatched goods was something they simply couldn't handle. Fat Dragon arrived in Albania, saying they couldn't gather 100 million bullets so soon. But now, they had only one option: change the packaging, so they enlisted a storage company's boss. 3 iron boxes in a wooden crate, bullets out into plastic bags, then cardboard packaging. All in 45 seconds. Subtitles: they can do 100 million in 8 weeks. The boss asked for $100. They feigned discussion on hearing the price. They were really just discussing what to eat for dinner because that price was practically a freebie. There was nothing to negotiate. They high-fived and the boss immediately summoned 50 employees to start the packaging. This method not only solved their problem. Removing wooden and iron crates cut 180 tons, saving millions in shipping. Saving is earning, but Fat Dragon wasn't ready to throw in the towel. He couldn't let go of losing out on that $53 million during the bidding war. Fat Dragon told David that Henry bought those bullets from Albania at only 2.5 cents each. Then sold them to the two of them for 10 cents each, just flipping that would net $7.05 million. Fat Dragon was itching to pull a little fast one. This had to be avoided at all costs. David snapped, saying without Henry they'd be nothing. Everyone earns their own way and threatened Fat Dragon any mischief, and had returned from Albania and quit. Fat Dragon said he wouldn't act out, but that very night, someone stormed into David's shop. 2 men in black stuffed him into the trunk and sped away, like something out of a horror flick. The car soon pulled up to an abandoned factory, and David was dragged out, completely dazed and clueless. But when Henry's gun came to his face, David realized Fat Dragon must have orchestrated this. Luckily, Henry didn't pull the trigger. He just wanted to teach him a lesson. Business isn't something you can just swipe from others. David was left speechless and bitter. The next day, he returned to the factory, ready to head home. After the threat, he knew continuing with Fat Dragon would be risky, but the storage boss said the bullets were nearly full. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.